Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really cool story about how AI helped a business score a major win. And we're not talking about some crazy, complicated magic trick here. It all came down to one single, powerful insight. So yeah, let's get right into it.
So, where does this story even begin? Well, it all starts with this one number. And honestly, when I first saw it, it completely stopped me in my tracks. It's so specific, so real, that you can't help but ask, okay, how on earth did they do that?
$2,400. We hear so much hype about AI these days, right? But this is a real tangible number. It's impressive. But what really makes this figure so powerful, it's not just about the money. It's when it happened. This was achieved in just 1 week. 7 days. I mean, that kind of speed, that's what makes you really lean in and go, whoa, okay, what happened here? And it brings up the big question, the one everyone asks when they see results like this with AI. Was it some kind of magic prompt? You know the type I'm talking about. The secret, perfectly worded phrase that people are selling in online courses, promising it'll unlock everything. The one simple trick. Well, the real answer is actually way more interesting and honestly a lot more useful than that. So to really get this, we've got to look past that whole magic prompt idea and zero in on where the real value came from. And this is really the key takeaway, right here. The prompt, it was just the key to unlock a door. The real treasure was the insight waiting on the other side. And that right there is a huge shift in how we should be thinking about this stuff. It's about using AI as a super smart analysis tool, not as some kind of magic wand. So how'd they do it? What was the actual process? Okay, so the process was surprisingly simple. And the best part? It's totally repeatable. First, they started with a really clear business question. Hey, let's find some patterns in the leads that actually convert. What do our best customers have in common? Second, they used the right tool for the job. In this case, it was an AI sales agent. And third, they just fed it the right data, the last 50 leads. See, the focus wasn't on trying to trick the AI with some clever prompt. It was just about pointing it in the right direction. And that simple, straightforward process, well, that's what led to the big aha moment. They discovered this super specific, high-value pattern that was basically just hiding in plain sight, right there in their own data. So what was it? Here's the insight. The pattern had nothing to do with the usual stuff, like company size or their budget or what industry they were in. Nope. It was all about behavior. It turns out, this simple act of a potential customer asking about integrations in their very first email, that was a massive flashing signal that they were serious about buying. And when you look at the data, you see just how huge that signal really was. I mean, we're not talking about leads who are just a little bit more likely to convert. No, their close rate was multiplied. It was like they were a completely different type of buyer. 4 times 400% more likely to become a customer. An insight that's this clear, this powerful, that is absolute gold for any business. This is the kind of stuff that lets you stop guessing and start making really smart, strategic moves. So, you find something like that out. What do you do next? Well, you act on it. And that's exactly what they did. This one discovery led to a super simple but really, really powerful pivot in their whole sales approach. Think of it like a before and after. Before, their outreach was pretty generic, right? Just talking about features and benefits, kind of hoping something would stick. But after, with this new data, they completely changed their game. They stopped burying the most important part. Instead, they started the whole conversation by leading with the one thing their best customers cared about the most: integrations. And the results? I mean, they really do speak for themselves. They rolled out this new strategy, and boom, within just 1 week, 8 new signups. This is how you connect the dots, right? From the insight to the action and all the way back to that $2,400 result we started with. Okay, so let's wrap this all up. What's the big takeaway here? Because honestly, it's not just about the money they made. It's about something bigger. It's about a fundamental shift in how we should all be thinking about using these amazing AI tools in our own work. There's a line from the source material that just nails it, I think. It says that AI doesn't replace your sales instinct, it gives you data to sharpen it. And that's it, right? The goal isn't for AI to take over your job. It's for it to be a partner, a tool that can take your gut feelings, your human intuition, and back it up or sharpen it with cold, hard data. It just makes you better at what you do. So if there's one thing you remember from this, it's this: stop hunting for the perfect prompt. It's a distraction. Instead, focus on mastering a simple process. Ask a good question. Use a tool to analyze your data. And then, and this part is key, have the courage to actually act on what you find. That's the framework, and it's something literally anyone can use. And that really just leaves us with one final thought. This whole thing, this whole success story, it all started with one simple question. So I'm going to leave you with a question of your own. Imagine you had a tool that could instantly analyze your business data. What's the single most valuable question you could ask it right now? Think about it. Because the answer, well, it might be worth a whole lot more than you think.